My house is haunted. There is many things that have happened here. I won't say who they happened to. They're not me, but they were someone who used to live here previously. So basically, the first experience happened when, I'm gonna call this person, what should I call her?
Amy.
Amy. So Amy, she used to live here, and she started playing the Ouija board. So Amy was here in the 80's. She started playing the Ouija board with her friends. They would all come over to the house and they would, you know, just like sit down, play with the Ouija board. And they started just saying, hey, who is this? Are you evil? Are you a good spirit? Blah, blah, blah. And pretty soon they became basically addicted to it. So they were playing every day, whenever they could. And one day they started provoking the spirit that they were talking to. They were saying, if you're here, show me, bang on the window, do anything you can to like get the spirit to show themselves, because they wanted proof. They didn't believe in the supernatural or anything. So basically after that, the spirit chose to show itself, but not to everyone. It never like showed itself when they were with the group. So Amy, she just put the board like underneath her bed and went to go to bed for the night. She shut her door, she went to bed, and she used to own a cat. The cat's name was Mittens, and it was orange and white. So her door was completely closed, nothing could like get in or anything, and she was sleeping, and all of a sudden she feels like something jump up on her, like on her stomach or whatever, and she goes, oh, okay, it's the cat. She was basically asleep, she wasn't paying attention, so she pets it, and she's like, Mittens, how'd you get in here? What are you doing? And she like wakes up, she looks at the cat, and the cat is all black. She'd never owned an all black cat. So once she realizes this, she looks at the door, she's like, how did it get in here? There's no way it could have gotten in here. So she oh my god. So she like pushes the cat off of her, and the cat like jumps off the bed and just vanishes. So she looks over at the rocking chair that she used to have in her room. She looked over at it, and there was a man sitting in it. He had like a cloak on, he had a hat on, I think it was a top hat or something around like along those lines, and she's scared shitless.
So it was like the shadow person, right?
Yeah, like the one who like
the most known.
Yeah, the
person.
famous shadow person who's like kind of just get in the corner or whatever. Yeah. But he was like in her chair. So he gets up, walks over to the bed, and just leans over her, and she's just overcome with fear, and he opens his cloak and like lifts up his head to reveal just a skeleton. So she jumps up, she freaks out, she runs downstairs to the kitchen where she sees her sister. She's like hunched over, like, what's that like dude from the creepy
Hunchback of Notre Dame?
No.
Notre Dame.
No.
What is it then?
Like the weird like, my precious.
Oh, Gollum?
Gollum. Yeah.
There's two of them.
So it's like she like looked like one of those. So she keeps saying her name. She's like, what's her name? I don't know. Sarah. She's like, Sarah, what are you doing? And she just like is hunched over like this. So she runs back upstairs to her sister's room, opens it, and her sister's fast asleep. So now she's just freaked the fuck out. So she goes into her parents' room, and she's like, Mom, Dad, help, there's something here. And they don't believe her. They're like, just go back to bed. So she walks back to her bedroom. She's just sitting there. She doesn't sleep the rest of the night. And for the next like few months after that, she would not sleep in her own room. She would sleep in her sister's room or in her parents' room, because it scarred her for life. And even to this day, she still recalls it as like her worst memory. And ever since then, she has never ever been alone. She has experiences to this day. She's like, after that,
she's like, become very religious because of it.
Because she never used to believe in the supernatural or anything. Now she's very much into God. She has done all of her research. She knows like everything there is to know about it. She's never been the same, and to this day she still has very, very scary instances like that. Not as like crazy, sort of, but it's just been insane. There's so many more stories of this house and of Amy, and it's just, I could go on for hours just talking about it.
But
so
that's how it started.
that's
so.
how it all started, with that one defining moment of just picking up a Ouija board and saying,
Not saying goodbye.
if you mess with the Ouija board, just say goodbye.